difference. The ones in pink that have no outlining to them, those are Doppler radar indicated tornadoes. The vast majority of tornado warnings that we have here are those. They're Doppler radar indicated. The one that's got the outline on it there down in the Suffolk area, that is an observed tornado. So that's a warning that's based on a sighting of the tornado on the ground. So again, that's the difference there when you look at these. And I don't think I'll be the only one that we have today. Hopefully it is, but that is a confirmed tornado on the ground down there. All right, so here is a look at the very latest with this storm. And again, it is located between DeWitt and Dinwiddie, moving to the northwest at 30 miles per hour. That is the regular, what we call intensity or reflectivity presentation. And here are the winds. And you'll look at this area right in here, and you'll see how the winds are pretty intense. These winds, essentially, the bright shadings up here, those are moving away from the radar site. And the red shadings are just moving away from the radar site at a much lower clip. There's no green in there right now. Green would be moving toward the radar, but these are just very, very light winds compared to what is just north of there. And so what that is likely doing is it's creating a spin right in here that could produce a tornado. So it's kind of a, where you've got part of a river that's flowing faster than the other part. It's going to create these little eddies, and that's likely what is happening right there just west of Dinwiddie. You have such strong shear between those two differing wind speeds, very strong in here and very weak down here, that you're likely getting a little spin up that's going to be right in this general area. Some part along here is where you could have any kind of just short-lived spin-up tornado here in central sections of Dinwiddie County. Again, it's heading up to the north and east. The time of arrival here in these locations will be based on a storm track I'll put on here. Again, it's moving to the north and east at 30 miles per hour. So I'll put that track on here, and we'll start it just kind of in the general sense right in here, just kind of give you a little bit of a heads up. And at 30 miles per hour, we're looking at Ammon at 248, Namozine at 250, Manborough at 256, Scotts Fork at 307, Fieldstown at 318, Mattox at 320, Ladore at 328, and Macon at 336. Again, tornado warning remains in effect for central sections of Dinwiddie County. Here's Lake Chesson up here, top of your screen. You guys are not in the warning. It's going to be awfully close to you, but it looks like it'll go just a little bit to your south and west. The Manborough area is right in the crosshairs if it does maintain itself. You still have some time in Manborough to take your tornado safety precautions. Those safety precautions are always get as low as you can in your home. So you want to get down in a basement if you've got one. Not everybody does. And if you don't have a basement, you want to get into the most interior part of your home. So away from the external walls, away from rooms that have windows in them. A hallway is a really good place to be. A bathroom that's in a hall or right off a hallway, that's a really good spot as well. And if you've got a little cubby area underneath a staircase is always a good spot as well. A lot of times there's storage there and you can't get in there, but that's always a good place to be as these move on through. And again, what we're looking at here, generally the lower end tornadoes. Again, a tornado is a tornado. It's going to cause damage, and if it brings down a big tree, it's going to cause significant damage if the tree lands in the wrong spot. And so I don't want to diminish that at all, but these are the type of tornadoes that if you just take the basic precautions here, interior part of your home, lowest level, you should be just fine. So just don't go out and drive around. Now's not the time to do those errands. It can wait a little bit later on today or tomorrow, really, and just let this storm blow on through. It's not going to be the only one that we have today. And again, already a confirmed tornado down in the Suffolk area right now. And this is a tornado that is Doppler radar indicated. And again, the velocity data on this is kind of funky looking, but it's enough in there for the National Weather Service to issue the tornado warning. I agree with it. I think that it's likely that we are getting some spin up possible small tornadoes with this. Circulation there in this kind of a sheared area is about to cross 460 in northwestern sections of Dinwiddie County. Brock, I'm going to head on out here to the 9 monitor here in a second, more of a full screen, and Mike Stone is working with me as well. He is going to be controlling some of the graphics. So again, if you're just joining us, we do have a tornado warning in effect for Dinwiddie County and southeastern sections of Amelia County until 3 o'clock this afternoon. The current time is 2:41, so this is going to be in effect for a little bit longer here, and it's a storm that had a tornado warning on it a little bit earlier down in parts of Greensville County and also down into Sussex County, and sort of weakened just a little bit, and now that circulation is back, and it's kind of a broad area here where you've got these areas in the hot pink. So strong outflow or strong away component based on the radar, and not as strong an outward component south. There's no real inward motion showing up on velocity data, but you just have this sheared area right in here. And so moving to the northwest, again, this is different than other situations where storms typically move north or northeast. This one's moving northwest. Ammon at 252, Manborough 259, Scotts Fork at 310, Fieldstown at 321, Haw Branch at 326, Ladore at 330, Ballsville 339. And again, the storm right in here, right along 460, close to Wilson's now is where that circulation is. If you do live out near Lake Chesney, you're close to this, but it will be a little bit to the west of you. And this is going to be heading up toward Manborough, eventually toward the Amelia area. Now, it's just southeast Amelia County right now, so if you live in Amelia Courthouse, there's not a concern at the moment, but you need to start thinking about it as it is moving in your direction. Again, this is the only tornado warning kind of in the central Virginia area at the moment, but we do have a couple more in southeast Virginia, one with a confirmed tornado down near the Suffolk area at this time, the city of Suffolk. So right down in here we have multiple, and the thing that I'm concerned about with these storms here that are all kind of lining up, they are on a trajectory that is going to be lifting to the north and west and right into really the heart of Richmond. And you can see that band of heavier convection is going to be lifting north and maybe on a trajectory to come on up into Prince George County, Charles City County, and maybe into eastern Henrico County as well. So a concern there. The whole area is under a tornado watch until 8 o'clock tonight. So we have numerous tornado warnings at this time. I don't think that's going to end for quite a while. We're going to have a lot of this going on this afternoon into tonight. And this is not the kind of situations that is driven by the heating of the day. It doesn't take much to get these storms to develop some vertical movement to them. It's just so much humidity out there, and there's already some lift. So I think this is going to go well into the night. Even though the watch ends at 8 o'clock, I think it's going to be a longer duration event than that. So we've got, again, numerous tornado warnings down here in Hampton Roads, and then we've got the one here in central sections of Dinwiddie County that is lifting up into Amelia County. And if this does continue, Winterpock, you may be in part of this as well, the new warning, and Chula, Amelia, Manborough area. As of right now, it's just Dinwiddie and far southeastern sections of Amelia County. That circulation crossed over Interstate 85 a little while ago. And again, it's not a real classic looking velocity signature. You've got basically all of this is a way component on the radar. So we look at the different colors indicating what's away and what's toward. Toward is green, away is red. So all of this is moving away from the radar site down in Wakefield's, down in here. So all this wind is moving this way. But what we have is this area here is moving away really, really fast. So you have high-level winds here right next to low-level winds also moving in the same direction. So you're probably getting spins here that are developing right along that sheared area. So that's what we're concerned about right along 460. And that's why the velocity signature isn't the classic, pink and green right next to each other. It's just a whole different type of atmosphere that we're in right now. And it just doesn't take much to get one of these tornadoes to touch down. The atmosphere is so incredibly humid. The cloud bases are so low. You've seen that. You see the clouds racing by, and they are just, they're not even to the top of our tower, even lower than that. So cloud bases are only about 700 feet or so, and that's it. And so it doesn't take much to get the condensation funnel to become in contact with the ground. There's a look at what's going on here in Dinwiddie County, and Mike is putting some of these street names on there. There's Namazine Road, Old Richmond Road here that runs through Manborough. This is Browns Road, and that would be where the circulation is. And there's Baltimore Road as well. So again, this is now moving into northwest sections of Dinwiddie County and heading up toward Manborough in Amelia County. The warning goes until 3 o'clock. It's 2:46 right now, so it's going to be another 13 minutes or so. 13, 14 minutes, and there it is. And the whole area in red back here, that is the tornado watch until 8 o'clock. Amelia, Dinwiddie counties until 3 o'clock on the tornado warning, 8 o'clock for all areas here in red. And again, this is an observed, not an observed tornado. Right now, it's just Doppler radar indicated. We have had an observed tornado to our south and east down in the city of Suffolk, but this would be just a typical Doppler radar indicated tornado. As of right now, we've gone back to just 2 warnings that are both just your radar indicated tornado warnings. And again, that's the city of Suffolk down into, let's see, not Chesapeake. We're still over into a city of Suffolk. But these bands of storms, they are headed up over 460 and likely going to be affecting Surrey County and on into Charles City, Prince George County, New Kent County, possibly in Henrico County as well. All right, so we've got just general rainfall in the Richmond area at this time. That one tornadic storm here in northwest sections of Dinwiddie County heading up into Amelia County, and it will likely continue to track to the north and west. Its circulation here, its velocities have calmed down just a little bit. I don't think enough for them to pull the warning off of it. But again, right in here, it would be the area that would have the potential tornado. That is right at the intersection of Nottoway County, Amelia County, and Dinwiddie County. I don't know if you would know exactly where that is if you live out there, but just think 460, a little bit east of Wilson's, you go north of there. So I go north and west of Wilson's by about 4 miles and south and east of Manborough by about 6 miles. That's where the circulation would be. That's the most prominent circulation within this whole shear zone that we're looking at here. And that circulation's headed up toward Manborough, and it's moving quickly. So they're going to have to they'll probably reissue this tornado warning for areas here through Manborough and headed up toward Amelia in the next 5 or 8 minutes or so. This goes until 3 o'clock, which is another 11 minutes, but I think the circulation may actually outrun the polygon if it continues that movement. So again, that is the main concern at this time. There's an overall areas concerned for some flash flooding. We're seeing a good bit of that right now. There's the time of arrival. Ammon at 2:55, Earls at 3, Manborough at 3:01, and then Scotts Fork at 3:12. And you can see that Amelia is right at the end of this. So we're going to be, kind of right in there here a little bit after 3 o'clock. So I'd say by 3:10, 3:15 or so, Amelia is going to be in there. There's the flood watch, all areas in green. That continues until late on Friday, until this whole thing moves out. And we have flash flood warnings, and this is a new level of flash flood warning that we've put on here. This orange indicates not just a basic flash flood warning, but it is a considerable flash flood warning. Okay, so it's bad enough to have a flash flood warning, but this is considerable here in the orange. And the highest level of flash flood warning is the emergency. So we had that in North Carolina. And if it goes red like that, you see areas in red, that is where it is just the highest level. It's flooding, it's significant, it's populated, and it's a true emergency. All of this has its certain levels of emergency, but that would be the worst kind. So they've kind of broken it up for us a little bit more. All right, so this flash flood warning, this goes until 10:30 tonight. That's another 7.5 hours. So based on radar, we're expecting from Dillwyn all the way down to Appomattox, Brookneal, Alta Vista, these areas back toward Lynchburg, and then down toward Danville, a no-go area. So if you've got plans to head in that direction, don't do it. If you've got areas, people that live in those areas down there that want to travel somewhere else, tell them not to, unless they needed to seek higher ground. That'd be the only reason to get out in this type of situation. Already a ton of rain falling, more rain coming in. And again, for those of you in Richmond, so far it hasn't been anything extraordinary at all. It's just been some rain today. That was expected. we'll have our heavier rain later on. It's already beginning to pick up. We'll have bands of some heavier rainfall, and the tornado potential will be increasing here this afternoon into this evening. Heavy rain to the tune of 6-8 inches or maybe even more is going to be out to the south and west. There's the tornado potential here with this storm, and again, looks more of a sheared area now, broad sheared. Instead of having more of a condensed area of circulation, you've got a broad area of outflowing winds, and then a broad area below it that are just lighter winds, also same direction but lighter. So again, that will impart some spin on the atmosphere. And we're looking at stuff that's above the ground a good ways now. We're well displaced from the radar site that's down in Wakefield. So we're looking off the surface, so no indication exactly what's going on at the ground level. We've got our storm chaser that's going to be out as this second line comes closer to the Richmond area. He's going to be out here and letting us know, when we do have a funnel or a tornado on the ground. And he is en route right now, getting loaded up for these storms that are headed up toward the Richmond area that are currently down in Hampton Roads. So again, a couple areas here of concern with this whole zone that's lifting up toward Manborough right now. And some of that's actually at the very end of the polygon, the tornado warning polygon, as it continues to the storm continues to move to the north and west, moving at 30 miles per hour, and this warning goes for about another 8 minutes. So looking at this storm, it's not something that you would look at on radar and think that it'd be ominous at all. There's no lightning with it or anything like that, but it is the wind field. The wind field is the most important thing. If you remember back 2017 or 2018 when we had numerous tornadoes in the Richmond area, none of those had any lightning with them. So it was just one of the same situations. It was a tropical system that came up in here and produced numerous tornadoes, several dozen warnings, but 8 or 10 actual tornadoes here right in the Richmond area as well. So that kind of thing can happen. This one's not coming into Richmond. This one's going to go up through Amelia County and maybe western Powhatan County. But these are a concern here. These storms down here to our south and east as they lift up, and short-term high-resolution modeling continues to bring those into central Virginia, including the Richmond area. So we're at the advantage of seeing what's going on to our south right now, and we just need to be ready here in Richmond. I mentioned this earlier, just a few things to remember. We have tornado warnings. We're going to have more today. I do expect confirmed tornadoes. We've already had one down in southeast Virginia. Don't panic. This is something that we've handled many times, and it'll be the same type of situation today. We're going to alert you as to what's going on. We're going to give you every bit of information we can, a lot of specifics as well. So don't panic. You can't make good decisions if you don't have your head on straight. So just use common sense in the information that we give you, and you should be just fine. Secondly, know where you live on a map. And I say that just in the sense that, a lot of people know, oh, I live in, Henrico County or western Henrico County. Know the crossroads, know some geographic features, and that'll help you when we get really nailed down and get real specific on some of these things. And then thirdly, to stay with CBS 6, we're going to be on this throughout the day and throughout the night until there is no longer a threat. And a lot of times we'll be able to give you a good indication of a developing tornado before a warning is even issued. So here's what to do if you are under a tornado warning. You want to take shelter in a basement or the lowest level possible. Not everyone has a basement. The lowest floor is always the best place to be. And you want to put a lot of space between you and the outside walls of your home. So that's why the hallways are good. And bathrooms off of a hallway in the center part of your home is a great place to be. You don't want to be in a car or a mobile home. Get to a wood or brick structure if possible. Let's head back over and look at the radar here. And you can see what's going on. The storm is now north of 460, very near Manborough, the circulation would be. So it's going to be right in here. I can tell by just looking at the intensities. And based on what I'm seeing right here, I think they're probably going to drop this tornado warning. The circulation does not look as strong right now. So it is lifting up over Manborough, approaching Amelia and Chula, and maybe with this circulation here it could be reissued, but it just doesn't look as strong. If they did issue, it'd be based on that right there. But as of right now, I would say in 4 minutes, we'll be hit 3 o'clock. This may not be reissued. If it is, though, it could be one of two things. It could be this circulation or it could be this circulation right here. Either way, for the next 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, just assume that a tornado is still possible. And again, this would be the area I'd have most concern with as it lifts up and passes into, looks like, far southwest sections of Chesterfield County, even south and west of you folks over in Winterpock. So that would be the main concern that I would see at this time as we come to the end of this tornado warning that is set to expire at 3 o'clock. Again, that's the only one in central Virginia right now. We have 2 others that are in southeast Virginia. You can see that when you look at the box in the upper left-hand part of your screen there that's showing you the radar. You can see those warnings in southeast Virginia. They're down in here. And these storms have more kick to them. They actually have some lightning in there as well. Lightning indicates the presence of more vertical motion, so stronger updrafts, and that would likely lead to stronger circulation, stronger mesocyclone, and the greater potential for a tornado. Getting a little bit of a lull in the action here from Wakefield to Stony Creek to Emporia. Just general rainfall, light rainfall from Stony Creek to Emporia to Dinwiddie to Petersburg and Chester. So nothing of any concern moving into those areas at this time. It is this one storm here that is exiting Dinwiddie County and now moving into Amelia County. And tough to say whether or not it's going to be reissued here in the next 3 minutes. But that's the one concern. You can see that one circulation right there. That's the one that I think might be an issue. This one little part of the storm right in here. So it's just indicating strong outgoing winds here. And these red here, that's still outgoing, just not as strong. So there's some shear in there that could be rotating storm. And also out here as well, when you're looking at just a little bit west of 153. So again, this could be reissued. There are 2 circulations. I'm not sure where they would go with that. So if you do just one based on this circulation, just do a big polygon that way, or they could drop it entirely. They could drop the whole thing. As of right now, though, I see those 2 circulations as a little bit of a concern for the folks that live in Manborough, Amelia, Chula area. Regardless of what is done with the warning, you need to stay alert as these storms come in, because these things will change on a dime. And that's what you see a lot of, is these things change rapidly. And I'd say that with that little circulation there, we could easily see this extended here for a little while longer as that lifts up to the north and west. Again, movement here is to the northwest, so it's a bit different. A lot of times you see them here, they come this way, but this is all rotating around the circulation that is still Tropical Storm Debbie, that is way down to our south, not yet even in Virginia, but just these outer bands continue to have the little storms in them that will continue to have a lot of shear with them as well. We've got the winds coming in from the east here, and then you've got stronger winds coming in from the south as well. You overlay those, you end up getting different wind directions and different speeds, causes storms to rotate. So again, tornado warning continues for a little while longer. Again, this is Dinwiddie County. The circulation's here. If they issue another one, I'd say it's going to be right in here. It may include that little circulation there, but this is the main concern in my mind. When I look at that right now, it's gotten a little bit better over about the last 3 or 4 minutes, and that's just south of Namazine Road. Let's see. So this is is this a new warning that is coming out? Let's do a query on that if we can. Mike, it looks like the old warning. So we've got new warnings down here. Isle of Wight, Southampton County, down into Suffolk. So a bunch of warnings there. Those got dropped off at 3 o'clock, and now we are warningless here across central Virginia. It's all red because we are under a watch until 8 o'clock tonight. All right, so that's what's going on at the moment. We have kind of a broad sheared area here through Amelia County. Tornado could develop, but as of right now, not a high-end enough signature to continue that tornado warning, which is a little odd to me because it looks like this circulation near Namazine Road would be one that would trigger a tornado warning just a little bit to the east of you folks in Manborough. So my recommendation here would be just stay ready in Manborough. This could be reissued again at any time. That circulation right there shows me that there could be a tornado trying to develop a little bit east of Manborough. So again, Manborough is going to be right in here. And there's also another circulation farther back to the back to the north and west. So Ammon at 301, which is now, Manborough at 309, Scotts Fork at 320, and Winterham at 329. Again, that's the circulation is right there at Ammon at 301. So it's right on top of there. And as of right now, there is no tornado warning. And I'm actually hearing a chime, so that could be a new warning coming out at this very moment, and it may be for that circulation right there. So again, this is in Amelia County, southeast Amelia County, south of Winterpock. It's going to be a little bit northwest of Wilson, so equidistant between those two towns. So we're looking at the southeast section of Amelia County, a circulation there. Wouldn't surprise me at all to have a tornado warning issued on that storm right there. Again, what we're looking at are strong outflow winds here. Outflow winds here that are a lot weaker, so you could have a circulation right in there, just a little bit east, southeast of Manborough in Amelia County, and that would be lifting up toward the Chula area. So again, nothing coming into the Richmond area at this time. You got this one circulation right there that currently does not have a warning on it at this moment, but that's a pretty strong circulation based on what I've seen so far today. So again, I think there's a potential there moving into Manborough of a developing tornado, so take those tornado safety precautions in Manborough. No need to panic about this, but there is a pretty good looking circulation there moving in just a little bit east of Manborough. Go over here and look at what we've got on Doppler Max 6 3D. I'm going to pull this up, and you guys, if you can, we'll go over and look at, again, the broad view. Again, so we've got a new tornado warning that's down there. That's going to be right along the 460 corridor, Ivor area, and Zuni. And then, again, just general rainfall in Dinwiddie County. And then that storm there in Amelia County. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break with no tornado warnings in central Virginia. I just would caution you in Manborough, be alert as there is a circulation with that storm. And as soon as another warning is issued, as there will be another warning, as soon as that is issued, we'll be back with you. Stay with CBS 6.
It stayed there for 2 years.